The quick drops it off. Score!
Along with Jonathan Choe, I'm Ravi Kapur. After NHL Stanley Cup game number 2, the Bruins and the Blues here at the TD Garden in Boston. The Bruins came out in dominant fashion in game 1, and they certainly started off well in game 2 with a goal in the first 5 minutes on the power play. But the Blues turned the tide, taking the game eventually into overtime and stunning this crowd with a 3-2 win. It's their first ever victory in a Stanley Cup final. Jonathan, how did the Blues pull it off?
Well, stunned silence for the Boston Bruins fan. He's here at TD Garden. Carl Gunnarsson with the game winner in OT for the St. Louis Blues. They took more shots tonight. They came out playing loose. They were the more scrappy team. They deserve the win.
37 to 23 shots on goals, the Blues over the Bruins. It was just the opposite in game number 1. And certainly the Bruins, heavy favorites in this matchup, seemed to have a lull in the second and third period. The game got physical. We had injuries taking place, penalties. We even had a 4-on-4 situation in this game. Nonetheless, the Blues, very impressive here in game number 2 to steal this game and take it back to St. Louis.
Well, the Bruins coming out really strong. Charlie Coyle with a goal. Joakim Nordstrom, another goal for the Bruins. Vlad Terashenko and Robert Bertuzzo with a goal for the Blues. But you know what? This game went into overtime because there was a lull in the middle of this game. Both teams could not score a goal in the second and third period. Both teams looked flat. But the moment OT started, St. Louis was playing like they had nothing to lose. They were playing loose. They were playing tough. They overwhelmed the Bruins with a flurry of shots on goal in overtime and for the win.
4 goals in the first period, nothing until the overtime, and now the Blues will head back to St. Louis with a chance to take an advantage over the Bruins, stealing home ice advantage here in the series, stunning the crowd, and a lot of the analysts, let's face it, a lot of folks have the Bruins winning and possibly a sweep. This series will continue on.
The Blues have new life. This series tied up at 1 game apiece. We're headed to St. Louis.
For Jonathan Choe, I'm Ravi Kapur. We'll see you in St. Louis.